Dr. Priyanka Yadav, working as an assistant professor in School of Management Studies, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. Today we are going to discuss about managing human resource development for employees. And after going through this lecture, we will be able to define human resource development, enlist the functions of human resource development, explain the concept of human resource development. And what we will cover in this lecture is conceptual development of human resource development and HRD for managers and various functions of human resource development department for the employees. So, let us start with the conceptual development of human resource development. Every organizations aim for sustainable competitive advantage and to create better workplace for their employees and systems for their employees. And human capital is one of the most important asset of every organization, and it is the organization's perpetuity and sustainability, and it depends on human capital which is rare, inimitable and portable. Individual stakeholders of an organization that constitute the organizational human capital. Individual human capital consists of knowledge, skills, abilities and attitudes, including various competencies required to create value defined in terms of economic, social and intellectual required for the sustainable growth of the organization. Human resource systems, processes and policies aims at planning, organizing, directing, controlling and coordinating various aspects of talent acquisition, development and retention. Various levels of managers, employees, workers, whether contractual, part-time, temporary and permanent workers, are the pulse of the organization. They are very important aspects or assets of every organization, and it needs to be developed. Human resource needs to be developed and retained for organization sustainable growth and development. Human resource professionals are responsible for employee acquisition, employee development and retention. They are the face of every organization, and human resource development is a set of systematic and planned activities designed by the organization to provide its members with the necessary skills to meet current and future job demands. According to McLagan, he defines it as the integrated use of training and development, organization development and career development to improve individual, group and organizational effectiveness. Now, let us discuss about the human resource development for managers. So, why it is important for managers? Human resource development is a systematic process of developing employees' knowledge, skills, attitude and potential to improve both the organizational and individual effectiveness. For managers, HRD is both a responsibility and a tool to enhance the performance of the employees. Why HRD matters for the managers? HRD matters in various ways for the managers, like it aligns employees' growth with organizational growth. Managers play a crucial role in ensuring that employees' personal development is not random but directed towards the organization's vision. For example, if an organization is focusing on digital transformation, then managers must encourage training in digital skills of their employees, not any other type of training. So, this alignment prevents a mismatch between what organization needs, creating a win-win situation. Employees grow professionally while the organization gains competitive advantage. Another aspect is to build managerial capability in leading teams. Managers are not just taskmasters, they are people leaders. HRD equip manager with skills like communication, motivation, coaching and conflict resolution. So, through HRD, managers learn how to inspire, guide, mentor team members rather than just supervise them. So, a manager with strong HRD orientation is more likely to build a high performing team and a high performing team that collaborates effectively. It also enhances productivity and innovation. When employees are trained and continuously developed, their efficiency improves, errors decrease and output quality rises. So, beyond productivity, human resource development fosters a learning culture where employees feel encouraged to experiment and propose creative solutions to problems. And for instance, companies like Google and 3M invest in HRD to give employees space for innovation, leading to breakthrough products. Then managers who embrace human resource development can tap into their team's creativity and convert it into organizational gains. Another aspect is support succession planning. Managers must think not just about today's performance but also about the future leadership pipeline. So, HRD activities like coaching, mentoring and cross training help in identifying high potential employees and prepare them for bigger roles. So, it is a very crucial aspect or critical aspect to develop the future potential, to develop the future potential, or we can say that the future leaders of the organization. So, this reduces the risk when senior employees retire or leave, ensuring continuity in leadership and operations. For example, in large organizations, managers groom successors for their own roles, which strengthens organizational resilience. It reduces turnover and increases engagement. One of the main reasons employees leave organization is lack of growth opportunities. Managers who actively support HRD demonstrate that the company invests in its people, leading to higher job satisfaction and loyalty. So, engaged employees are more committed, show discretionary effort and stay longer with the company. In contrast, if we neglect the human resource development, that leads to disengagement, frustration and eventually attrition. Employee leave the organization in this type of situation. Now, what are the key human resource development functions for managers? So, there are various key functions for the managers through which they can develop the human resources in the organization. So, let us discuss some of them. Training and development. Managers are directly responsible for ensuring their teams have the right skills and knowledge to perform effectively. So, this can be done through identifying training needs. Managers must assess gap between current and desired performance of the employees, and this can be done through performance reviews, observations, regular feedbacks and analyzing new job requirements. For example, if a sales manager noticing poor digital marketing skills in the team, that may recommend training on social media campaigns for that particular team or employees. On the job training, employees learn by doing through on the job training under the guidance. And methods for this on the job training are like this can be done through job rotation, shadowing, coaching and project assignments. For example, if a junior engineer shadowing a senior during client interactions to gain real time experience. Now, off the job training. What are off the job training? This is like learning outside the immediate work environment of the job. So, this can be done through classroom training, workshops, simulations and e-learning, university tie-ups, etc. For example, a manager sending team members to a leadership workshop conducted by an external training. So, this can be done only through the off the job training. So, this training is not in the organization itself or not in their work setup. So, this can be done only through the external trainer. So, this is called the off the job training. What are the manager's role in this type of activities? So, manager identify who needs what type of training, provide support and ensure transfer of learning back to the job. Another one is performance management. So, this function goes beyond annual appraisals. It is a continuous process of guiding and improving employee performance. Under the performance appraisal, managers need to set the goals and managers ensure individual goals align with organizational objectives. Goals should be SMART, like specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. Let us take the example. Instead of a vague target like improve sales, a manager sets the realistic or SMART goals or objective like increase sales revenue by 15% in Q3 through cross selling strategies. So, in this goal, this is specific and this can be measured in terms of numbers and this is time bound also. So, goal should be SMART, not the vague goal. So, managers help the employees to set their goals in like they should be SMART, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. So, this so that they can measure the goal of the employees. Providing feedback and appraisals. Regular constructive feedback is the key. Formal appraisals evaluate progress, reward performance and identify development needs. For example, a manager conducting quarterly performance check-ins rather than waiting until the end of the year. Next function is coaching and mentoring. Coaching is short-term, task-focused and guidance-based, while mentoring is long-term developmental support for the employees. Like if a senior manager mentoring a high potential employee to prepare them for leadership role. So, this is the example of coaching and mentoring. A senior manager mentoring a high potential employee to prepare them for leadership role. This is an example of mentoring. Career development. Employees look to manager for guidance on their professional growth and future career paths. Under this, we can cover the career counseling. Career counseling helps the employees to assess strengths, interests and aspirations. For example, an HR manager guiding a recruiter interested in analytics towards HR analytics certification. Growth opportunities. Managers provide exposure to challenging assignments, stretch the roles or global projects. For example, assigning a promising executive to lead a new project team to build leadership capability. If a manager wants to increase the leadership quality in his or her employee, then he assign a promising executive or that employee to lead a new project to build, so that their leadership quality can be built, can be enhanced. Succession planning. Managers identify high potential employees and groom them for critical roles in case of any employee in a senior position leave the organization, or he may be promoted to another senior role, in that case manager identify the another high potential employee and groom that employee for that particular role in a senior position. So, this is a strategic planning for of a manager. For example, preparing an assistant manager to take over as branch manager in 2 years. So that if any position for branch manager is vacant, then he can be placed in that position internally. Organizational development. OD focuses on improving the overall health and effectiveness of the organization through planned interventions. Under organization development, there are some techniques like team building. Managers facilitate collaboration, trust and communication among team members. For example, a manager organizing team retreats, cross-departmental workshops or collaborative problem-solving sessions. So, this is the example of team building. Change management. Managers must prepare employees for organizational changes, new technology, restructuring, mergers. So, these are the organizational example of organizational changes. So, this involves communication before going through any change. The communication should be proper through down the line also, and training and emotional support to overcome the resistance of the employees, so that the change can be happened successfully. For example, when introducing a new ERP system in the organization, manager train employees first and then address concerns about the job security of the employees, because there are various questions that will be raised after communicating that we are going to include a new system in the organization. So, there are various employees, they may be curious about their job security. So, a manager must clarify those insecurities of the employees, so that they can feel secure, they can adapt the change easily. HRD competencies required for the managers. What are the competencies that required for good HRD managers? These are communication and interpersonal skills. A manager explaining new performance expectations in a transparent, motivating way rather than simply imposing them on the employees. Coaching and mentoring ability. A senior manager mentoring a junior employee to develop leadership skills by assigning them to lead a small project. Emotional intelligence. During a stressful organizational change, a manager stays calm, listens to employee concerns and reassure them rather than reacting defensively in front of the employees. Strategic HR thinking. A manager in a manufacturing firm pushing for upskilling in automation and AI because the company plans to adopt smart manufacturing technologies. So, he should be his thinking should be strategic. Problem solving and decision making ability. When employees underperform, a manager diagnoses whether the issue is lack of skills, motivation or resources, then decides whether offer training, redesigning the job or improve the incentives of the employees. So, these competencies transform managers from task supervisors into people developers. Without them, HRD initiatives remain theoretical. With them, managers actively build capabilities that drive organizational success. Now, the challenges in human resource development for managers. There are a lot of challenges manager face while doing the human resource development activities, like resistance to change. Employee may feel threatened or uncomfortable with new training programs, technologies or work practices. In this situation, managers keep them motivating. It matters because resistance slows down learning and makes HRD effort less effective. Causes of this is due to fear of failure. What if can't learn this new system, and comfort with the status quo, like I have always done done it in this way, so why we should opt the another way of doing the things. Lack of trust in management, like when a company introduces digital HR systems, older employees may resist because they feel their jobs or skills are at risk. Manager's role is to communicate the benefits, involve employees in the process, and provide reassurance and support to their employees. Another challenge is limited resources for training. Budget, time and expertise for training are often constrained, because without adequate resources, training program may be inconsistent, superficial or skipped altogether. For example, a mid-sized company may want to upskill employees in data analytics but cannot afford expensive external training programs for their employees. Then manager role is to use cost-effective options like e-learning, internal trainers, peer learning, and make a case to senior management for investment in HRD. So, this is the role of the manager in this situation. Another challenge is to balancing short-term results with long-term development. Managers are often pressured to meet immediate performance targets, leaving little time for employees' development activities, because training and development shows results over the long term, but organizations usually demand quick productivity gains. For example, a sales manager may skip training sessions because they want the team to focus on hitting monthly sales quotas. Then the manager's role in this situation is to integrate learning into daily work, like on the job training, coaching can be given to that employee so that development and performance go hand in hand. Measuring ROI of HRD activities. It is difficult to directly quantify the benefits of HRD in terms of financial returns. Without clear ROI, senior leaders may view HRD as a cost rather than an investment. So, challenges in measurement. Training outcomes are often intangible. For example, improved teamwork, better morale, we cannot measure in, so these are not in measurable terms. Benefits may show up much later, like leadership program payoff years down the line. After a leadership workshop, how do you prove that better team performance was due to training and not other factors? So, manager face challenges in measuring the ROI of HRD. So, manager's role in this is to use both quantitative productivity, sales growth, reduced turnover, and qualitative methods or indicators to show the impact. Qualitative methods like employee feedback, engagement scores to indicate the or to show the impact. Managers must balance organizational pressures, limited resources and employee attitudes while ensuring human resource development efforts deliver visible results. So, overcoming these challenges requires strong communication, creativity and strategic thinking. So, what are the best practices in human resource development for managers? So, some of the best practices are like integrating HRD into daily management activities. HRD should not be treated as one-time event like annual training, but it is as part of everyday work. When learning is continuous, employees grow naturally while performing their jobs. For example, a manager giving constructive feedback during routine meetings, assigning employees to stretch projects where they learn new skills, encouraging job rotation so employees gain broader experience. And outcome of this is as employees develop steadily without interrupting productivity of the organization. Encouraging self-directed learning. Employees take charge of their own learning rather than waiting for formal training. It fosters ownership, motivation and lifelong learning. For example, managers recommending reading list, podcast or online courses, setting up knowledge sharing platforms where employees share learning with peers, encouraging employees to set personal development goals in performance reviews, and as a result of this, it builds a proactive growth oriented workforce that is less dependent on formal training budgets. So, and using technology like LMS, e-learning, so leveraging digital tools to deliver flexible, accessible and scalable learning. Technology enables employees to learn anytime, anywhere and at their own pace too. For example, learning management system LMS platforms like Moodle, Blackboard or SAP Success Factors to track the progress and deliver online methods. And e-learning and micro learning. These are short focused online modules accessible on mobile devices. Virtual reality simulations for training in complex or high risk environments like aviation and healthcare. As a result of this, it reduces the cost, improves reach and make learning more engaging for the employees. Functions of human resource department for employees. So, the main aim of HRD activity of an organization is oriented towards socializing the new employees into the organization, and it provides the required skills and knowledge, helping the individual and group to become more effective in the present job and developing them to handle future jobs in an equally efficient manner. The goal of an organization's HRD activities is to socialize new employees into the organization, and it provides the necessary skills and knowledge and assist individuals and groups in becoming more effective in their current jobs, while also developing them to handle future jobs in the equally efficient manner. So, thank you learner for the session, and after this session in another session we are going to discuss about the various functions of HR department for employees like primary and secondary functions. Till then, happy learning. Thank you.